Hello and welcome to Fox Sports Lab AFL Round 13. Got the Chief here on a Wednesday as usual. Should we go into the tips? The fans want the tips. The punters want
I don't think they do. We're all over the tips.
I'm 8 in front. You better throw some Hail Marys this week. 8 in front. I'm unbeatable now going into the back half of the year.
Okay, we'll see what happens.
All right, well, let's kick it off Thursday night. Western Bulldogs and Brisbane Lions. So Bontempelli joins Scott West as the two Bulldog players to score 35 disposals, 10 clearances, 2 goals. So he's in rare air at the moment, the Bont. So you're going to go with the home team?
It was a massive win last week, wasn't it? They showed the sort of form that people have expected from them all year. I think a few people are starting to sit there and say maybe we were a bit harsh on Bevo. They're playing some good footy, and that's the reason I'm tipping Brisbane.
Okay, you're going Brisbane, I'm going the Doggies. I love it. He's chasing.
I'm chasing hard now.
Well, let's go Hawks and Giants. So Hawks now, they've been looking at the fixture, which means one thing. They've got the eye on the finals, and they're coming up against the Orange Tsunami. They scored 38 points from centre clearance last week, like all time. Like Sam Mitchell's got the middle of the ground going beautifully with Will Day in there. Do you think the Hawks can keep rolling?
Well, given I think I know where your tip is and you'll drop off, I'm sticking with the Hawks while they're playing well down in Tassie. They do play well down in Launceston, so it's going to be a tough trip for the Giants. And they're not playing their best footy. They haven't for a while. They need to get back to something. But I'll stick with the Hawks while they're hot.
All right, I'll go with the Orange Tsunami, so I love this. We've differed on the first two. Now, Sydney, form team, had a week off, come up against Geelong, who just got over the line with the Tigers at GMHBA Stadium. Max Holmes having the best season of all time. He's the king cat down there at the moment, but they're just hard to beat, Sydney. You'd be crazy to tip against them. You're
right. I'm looking for upsets, but this isn't an upset I'm prepared to concede. I think Sydney fresh against the Cats who are battling. It's just hard to see any result other than a Sydney win.
All right, I'm the same as you, Sydney. Essendon Carlton. Now, Essendon had a few crook last week, went to Gold Coast, pushed Gold Coast, only got over them late. And then on the flip side of that, you got Carlton who just keeps slogging it out. And last week's last quarter, it was just a 4-quarter blitz. They dominated Port Adelaide. This one's a tough one in my book. I'll let you tip first.
Well, I know that you've dropped off the Cats comic because that's burnt out and basically crashed to earth. So you're probably back on the Blues bandwagon. Wasn't the week that the Dons were looking for last week, but I think they can bounce back. It's going to be a massive crowd. They played very well the last time they had 90,000 at the G. Against the Pies, they fought out a draw. This time, I think they can sneak home against the Blues.
All right, I'm going Carl. This is just getting interesting by the minute. Collingwood and Melbourne. So Collingwood, well, to be fair, if you match the form over the last few weeks, I mean, they were on an 8-game run, including 2 draws. Like, the form was insane. They lost last week. But then you look at Melbourne getting done by 92 points in Alice Springs. Like, that was the most embarrassing effort. You're expecting them to respond after that?
Well, how do you tip Melbourne after they go up to the top end or almost to the top end? It's a tough trip. It's a grueling trip. They were listless. They just lacked any sort of skill level required. They were horrendous. I'm tipping them. Upset. I'm going for the Dees because this is their last roll of the dice. If they can't bounce back with a win and show something, well, then they may as well forget the season.
Oh, my, mate, you are seriously opening up the shoulders.
Yep.
Of a 92-point loss.
Yep.
You're kidding yourself. All right, let's whip through the other games. So we've got Adelaide and Richmond.
Adelaide at home. Richmond no good, unfortunately.
Okay, same as me, Adelaide. West Coast, North Melbourne. Battle of the bottom.
I'm going to give something away here, Dicko. This is my big call.
Okay. Oh, okay.
North Melbourne are winning their first game of the season.
Just let me write that down. Jason, you're saying North Melbourne are going to win.
No Harley Reid, no West Coast.
No Harley Reid, no West Coast.
Well, surely they're not going to go through the entire season without winning a game, are they?
No, I would have thought they'd win one.
Well, this could be it. Why can't this be it?
Well, Harley Reid, I mean, the hype's there, but they're a much better team right now.
Well, I don't. But hang on a minute. They got beaten by St Kilda at home last week.
True. But North Melbourne still haven't won a game. So.
Oh, no. Go North, come on.
Righto, you're going. I'm going West Coast. You go North. Last game is St Kilda and Gold Coast. This one at Marvel.
Yeah, tough one. I think you'll probably go Gold Coast. I'm going the Saints.
Yep. Gee whiz, this could be all-time round 14 preview next week. We might be, even with the ledger, you're going against me most of the time. My big call, so yours is North Melbourne, mine's Carlton. So it's 1 to 12, $6. You believe it, they're favourite, but 1 to 12, $6. Couple of stats for you. Carlton, last 5 of 7 at the G, they've won between 1 and 9 points.
Wow.
And their last 7 games has been decided by 15 points or less. So I'm not such a stats man, but I'm going to go with the stats this week. So
Not
1 to
such
12,
a
6.
stats man. You trot them out every week.
I do. I'm a data head. I'm a Steve
You've
Urkel.
got a computer sorting through all the stats to give you your tips each week. And that's why I'm so far behind. But I might pick up 4 or 5 this weekend.
Yeah, there's a big chance. Chief, thanks for your time. Look forward to our preview next week, round 14, when the tips will be the talking point.
They will be.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.